What if I told you desire isn't a trap, but a compass? Something burning inside you that culture has tried to control or suppress, but is actually an ancestral force, a hidden intelligence that can open doors to higher levels of being. From childhood, we're taught to distrust desire. We hear it's just the body, impulse, sin, or distraction. That true spirituality lies beyond pleasure, beyond the flesh. But the ancient sages of the East saw things differently. To them, desire was a map, a sacred flow, an expression of ki, the vital energy flowing between heaven and earth, the visible and the invisible. Today, I invite you to journey deep into that energy where desire isn't just a shallow feeling, but the soul's pulse searching for itself. This video isn't a biology lecture or self-help talk. It's an esoteric revelation, a deep dive into the metaphysics of desire, exploring how forces like yin and yang, qi, and Taoist sexual alchemy reveal the hidden potential of our bodies, not as prisons, but as sacred temples. We'll talk about how desire is a language, how its movement holds the eternal dance of opposites, and how understanding its flow can bring not only physical vitality, but expanded consciousness, intuitive wisdom, and creative power. We'll explore Taoism's ancient principles, the inner practice of sexual alchemy, and the mystery hidden in the energetic union of masculine and feminine. But a warning, this isn't for casual onlookers. It's for those who sense that within desire's fiercest fire lies a gateway to the divine. That ecstasy isn't the final goal, but the threshold, and that when cultivated wisely, desire becomes a path to self-transformation and transcendence. The video is split into 6 parts. First, we'll uncover the philosophy and history behind these teachings. Then, we'll break down key ideas: qi, yin and yang, sexual energy as sacred power. We'll see practical ways to apply this, finishing with a reflection that could change your relationship with yourself forever. So take a deep breath, feel your energy, and get ready to go beyond the body to the root of being. To truly understand desire through Taoism's lens, we first need to let go of a big lie, that the body is less than the spirit, and desire blocks enlightenment. This idea, common in some religious and moral traditions, was never shared by the ancient Taoist sages. For them, the body was a living temple, and desire a divine current that, if understood and refined, could lead us to heaven. Taoism centers on the unity of opposites, yin and yang, dark and light, masculine and feminine, movement and stillness. This duality isn't conflict but a dance, not separation but balance. According to the Tao Te Ching, the Tao creates the one creates the two create the three, and the three create all things. Desire isn't separate from the Tao, it's its dynamic expression. Qi, the force flowing through our body's channels, accumulating in organs, moving with breath, is not just biological energy but spiritual, psychic, cosmic energy. One of its greatest power sources lies in sexual energy. In Taoist tradition, each person is born with a set amount of jing, or vital essence, especially stored in sexual organs. Losing too much through excess or neglect leads to weakness, illness, and spiritual disconnection. That's why Taoist alchemists didn't try to suppress desire, but to refine and transform it. Sexual alchemy was more than physical. It was an inner process of channeling desire's fire inward, moving it through energy centers called dantians to the brain, heart, or crown, where it nourished wisdom, compassion, and enlightenment. Classical texts like the Chen Jin, The classic of purity, the Zhuangzi, and the Yellow Emperor's canon discuss these practices with respect and detail. They weren't strange rituals or disguised libertinism, but a sacred science aimed at restoring balance between human and divine. Desire was not merely human, but divine, because any impulse guided by awareness can lead us back to our origin. Here lies the real secret. We shouldn't run from desire, but enter it clearly, like stepping into an enchanted forest, not to get lost, but to find hidden truth. For inside the fire's heart burns the purest light. To see how desire can guide spiritual self-knowledge, we first observe energy itself, not as an idea, but as a living presence flowing through us. The ancient Taoists called this qi, viewing it not only as life force, but as an inner wind shaping body, emotion, and thought. Imagine qi as a gentle stream flowing through unseen channels. When flowing well, the body is healthy, the mind clear, and the soul listens. When qi is blocked or scattered, illness and confusion follow, and purpose fades. In this view, desire isn't a mistake, but a strong qi expression seeking movement, growth, and wholeness. This is where yin and yang come in, the two core principles governing the universe in Taoism. They're not opposites, but complements, each defining the other. Yang means action, heat, light, penetration, rising. Yin means receptivity, coolness, darkness, containment, descending. Every human experience holds this balance, each breath, feeling, thought, and desire. When desire shows up, sexual, creative, spiritual, or emotional, it signals imbalance, longing for harmony. For example, fiery desire might be excess, yang needing yin's calm to receive and complete it. The goal isn't to suppress that fire, but to guide it wisely with sacred intelligence. The Taoists understood that desire, when misunderstood, could consume us, but when properly directed, it could enlighten us. Desire is like a flame. It can burn you or provide warmth and light if placed on the right altar. That altar is your conscious body. Practically, this starts with recognizing the body as an energetic map. The Taoists talked about three main energy centers: the lower dantian in the belly, linked to desire, sexuality, and vitality; the middle dantian in the heart, connected to love, compassion, and empathy; and the upper dantian in the brow, our gateway to spiritual vision, intuition, and enlightenment. When desire arises, the impulse, the attraction, the energy pulsing from the belly, most of us instinctively try to release it outward. But Taoist alchemists taught something radically different. To make that fire rise, to feel it fully, breathe with it, and guide it up to the heart, then the mind, and beyond, to the crown of the head. This inner journey transforms physical desire into compassionate love, then into clear vision, and finally into union with the subtle. Desire stops being a primitive urge and becomes a ladder to divinity. This isn't done through force or repression, but through awareness, presence, and gentle, consistent practice. Breath is the key. It's the bridge between qi and consciousness. When you breathe deeply with awareness and relax your body, qi begins to flow again, and desire stops feeling like a storm, becoming instead a sacred wind. This is where sexuality becomes alchemy, and the body turns into a spiritual laboratory. Because desire, when raised, doesn't disappear, it refines. By now we see that desire isn't the enemy but a messenger, and the qi that feeds it can either heal or break us depending on how we guide it. Now we enter the most sacred ground, Taoist sexual alchemy. Here the body isn't a burden but a subtle cauldron where matter meets spirit. Sexual energy, called yang, is the densest, most powerful form of qi. It's the ultimate creative force. It brings new life into the world, but if misunderstood or wasted, it drains quickly. So the Taoist sage neither denies nor blindly indulges it, but transforms it, turning the lead of instinct into the gold of consciousness. And that's where alchemy begins. Sexual alchemy isn't just physical exercises or partner practices. It's primarily inner work, an energetic transformation you do yourself. The body becomes a temple, every organ, muscle, and breath a sacred symbol. The union of masculine and feminine, whether in intimacy or meditation, isn't just bodies meeting but a fusion of cosmic forces. This union creates a third power. In Chinese esoteric tradition, from yin and yang arises Shen, the spirit, the light, elevated consciousness. The goal isn't orgasm but inner ecstasy, an energetic expansion that lifts the body's vibration and tunes it to higher realms. But to reach that state, one thing is essential: full presence. It's not about acting on impulse, but about inhabiting desire with mindful attention, conscious breath, and an open heart. In sexual alchemy, attention is the crucible that refines and raises desire's fire. Many practices start simply by observing sexual energy without judgment. When you feel that impulse, whether attraction, fantasy, or arousal, don't suppress it or rush to release it. Just observe it, breathe into it, and notice its path, how it awakens in your lower belly and, if allowed, begins to rise along your spine like a glowing serpent reaching for the sky. This is called the microcosmic circulation, an energy circuit starting at the perineum, flowing up the spine to the skull, then down through the forehead. This is the same flow Taoist monks use to conserve vital energy and awaken expanded states of consciousness. When this circuit is active, desire no longer needs external release. Ecstasy becomes internal, the mind clears, the heart opens, and the body vibrates like a perfectly tuned instrument aligned with the cosmos. Then the greatest secret is revealed. Desire was always a call from the spirit to itself, a fire placed within us not to trap us but to guide us home. When you learn to feel without attachment, kindle without burning, and love without owning, desire becomes a path to freedom. You don't need to escape your body to rise. You just need to fully inhabit it until it becomes light. Knowing the secrets of qi, yin and yang, and inner alchemy is only the first step. The real challenge is living that wisdom in today's world. Amid responsibilities, intense emotions, constant distractions, and complex relationships. That's where alchemy becomes real, because knowledge that doesn't change your everyday life stays dormant. Here are 5 key tips for bringing this ancient wisdom into your daily routine. No dogma, no rigidity, just the respect the sacred deserves. 1. Change how you relate to desire. See it as energy, not a command to obey right away. When you feel sexual, emotional, creative, or spiritual desire, don't treat it like an order. Observe it as energy that wants to move and express. Ask what it's trying to balance, what polarity it shows. This pause turns desire into a compass, not a chain. 2. Practice intentional breathing. Breath is the quickest way to move qi. Make conscious breathing a ritual 3 times a day. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, drawing air into your lower belly. Exhale gently through your mouth, imagining energy flowing through your whole body. Do this especially when desire arises. Don't react, breathe, and guide. 3. Channel desire into creative or meditative acts. When inner fire has no outlet, it spills out chaotically in anxiety, impulsiveness, frustration. But when channeled, it fuels your art, vision, and sensitivity. Write, dance, paint, meditate. Make love to the world, not just to a person. Every real creation is a form of sacred eroticism. 4. Honor your body as an energetic field. Avoid habits that drain your chi. Too much screen time, heavy meals, constant stress. Treat your body like an ancient temple. Sleep well, move with awareness, nourish yourself wisely. These are alchemical acts. Remember, an exhausted body can't hold elevated energy. 5. Honor the balance of polarity in your relationships. Every human connection is a dance of yin and yang. Learn to notice when you're expressing active yang energy and when you're shifting into receptive yin energy. Aim for balance, not control. If you feel overwhelmed, activate your energy. If you're too wired, soften and receive. Harmony isn't about being rigid. It's a constant dance of adjustment. Finally, remember this. You're not here to deny your desire or blindly follow it. You're here to awaken within it, refine it, guide it, and let it lead you to the place where body, emotion, and soul sing together as one. Every desire carries a message, and when you truly listen, desire stops screaming and starts guiding. Now you know what many have forgotten. Desire isn't a flaw, but the language of the soul. You're not split between body and spirit, but a living bridge between the visible and invisible. Every time you feel deep longing, attraction, fire, or a need to expand, you're not falling into being merely human, you're being called by the divine. When approached with awareness, desire reveals itself as one of the universe's most refined forces, a current that, if you navigate without fear, can carry you into the heart of mystery. And that mystery is you. We've explored Qi as primal energy, Yin and Yang as the cosmic dance, and sexual alchemy as the science of spirit. You've learned the body isn't a barrier but an instrument for growth. The fire inside you doesn't need to be snuffed out, but guided. Desire isn't eliminated, but transformed. This transformation starts with a choice: to look inside without judgment, to breathe with your energy, to listen to your impulses, to hold yourself when needed, to express yourself mindfully when the moment is right, to become an alchemist of everyday life, turning every emotion, impulse, and vibration into embodied wisdom. Taoism as a living philosophy doesn't seek absolute answers. It seeks harmony. It doesn't demand perfection, but presence. And presence begins when you pause and let yourself feel without fear, observe without rushing, desire without being enslaved. Because what truly changes your life isn't how intense desire is, but how clearly you guide it. Maybe starting today, you'll see desire through new eyes. Maybe you'll begin to see it as a torch, lighting up the parts of you that have been asleep, showing you what you long for, not just to own, but to reclaim, to remember who you are when you're whole. And if anyone asks you, what does all this inner fire mean? You'll answer with confidence, this fire doesn't consume me. It reveals me, because now I know desire isn't the end but the doorway, and beyond the body waits the soul. If this video has sparked something in you, if it's helped you see your energy in a new way, subscribe, like, and share this message with others seeking the sacred, because when one of us awakens, we light a flame that brightens the path for others. May the alchemy continue within you, in your breath, in your conscious desire. Thank you for watching and for remembering.